Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I will be guiding you through the complete setup for web development on openSUSE. We are going to install the Apache web server, PHP and the essential PHP modules. This allows you to build and run dynamic websites on your local machine. By the end of this video, you will have a fully functional web development environment on openSUSE, ready for building and testing PHP-based applications. Let's dive right in. Before we get into PHP and its modules, we need a web server to serve our PHP applications. Apache is one of the most widely used web servers, and we will start by installing it. So run the following command to update your package list. And sudo great, and press enter. Let's wait till the refresh ends and check if there is any updates for the system. As we can see, some updates. Let's press Y and let's get our system updated. Now after the system got updated, to install the Apache web server, run the following command: zipper, and let's do sudo zipper install, and you can press tab 2 times to see what's exists. Yeah, so what we need is Apache 2, and hit enter and press enter. Yes, and let's Apache software get installed on our system. Once Apache installed, you need to start the Apache service and enable it to start automatically on boot. So we should run system control, and in one line we can do enable -- now and Apache 2. This will make sure that to start the Apache services right away, and to make sure that the service will start while the system booting. So we can check the service by system control status. So now we have Apache service running on our system. Now open your browser and let's open the browser and we go to localhost. Okay, we write HTTP localhost and press enter. So in case you guys saw this message, it needs a little troubleshoot for Apache, especially on openSUSE. But before to do this, let's do one more thing. According to openSUSE reference official manual, chapter 24, they recommend to for web development, especially with PHP and Apache, they recommend to install a pattern. So let's open Yoast, and from Yoast we go software management. As you saw guys, that you need to enter your root password to open Yoast. And now it's refreshing the existing repository on the system. And after we finish this, we will go through some troubleshooting for Apache issues installation on openSUSE Leap. So yes, and then we go to patterns and make sure, because it will save us some time for the coming up point that we will talk about here. This one, web and LAMP server, just choose it. Okay, and after you do this, you can notice here that it will install MariaDB and the Apache manual and some PHP 7 modules for Apache. Okay, so press accept and then continue, and now the installation will start. We will be back after the installation finish. As you can see that the MariaDB installed, and there is a package notification for MariaDB. I recommend that if we could take this message, copy, because we will need it for later, and we can save it in a text file to not lose it, because it has some steps for initialization password, for the root password for the database. So it is better to keep it for later, and then you may press OK and finish. Now the installation finished for the pattern packages for web and LAMP. LAMP stands for Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. So let's close this and let's give it one try to restart this service and see if the same error will remain to continue our troubleshoot, because I know what be the issue for this case. Let's try. So okay, let's move on to troubleshoot the Apache installation on openSUSE lib. Sometimes when setting up Apache, you might encounter common issues such as access problems or directory listings. So let's troubleshoot those things. As we can see here, you don't have permission to access the requested directory. So this message is access denied message. This might be due to incorrect file permission. So let's check the permission for srv www htdocs. So we can see it is accessed by root only. So ensure Apache can read the directory by setting the correct permissions by doing the following: sudo chmod -r www run for the Apache user on openSUSE, and www group for this directory. Okay, because this is where the Apache server gets its file from, this path on openSUSE. And sorry, chmod www run, what we did wrong here, sudo, yeah, it is ch on, sorry, not mood. Okay, so let's check the permission again, and as we can see, the permission here is 755, which is fine. So let's do system control restart Apache 2, and let's try again. So the error is still there. So let's check. Maybe another reason for access issues could be the default Apache configuration. So let's open etc apache 2 default server.conf, and let's check here for this directory, and we check okay. So here we need to add the following. First, maybe we can put it here, require all granted Okay, and let's save it. Let's restart, and let's check again by refreshing. Okay, we still have the error, so let's check another options for Apache, and I believe here, yeah, for option, let's comment this line, and let's change this from none to follow sim links, and let's restart and let's check. Okay, we still have the error, so let's check the other configuration. So I believe that here we have options follow and require all granted, and we have this allow override is none. So I think this error coming from this mode access, so let's comment these for now, and let's restart the service and let's check again. So let's comment the other module, this one. Okay, and let's restart, and let's check. Yeah, it's still, so one more option left, that let's try to add it, maybe will be the issue. Here in options, let's try to add indexes. Okay, and restart, and here, voila, the Apache that showing that we can access the folder, but of course it's very obvious that there is no HTML file to serve as a default for the Apache service on openSUSE, and we can go ahead and create one, because it's very obvious that Apache shows directory listing instead of default welcome page. So it means, yeah, there is no index file. So let's go to that path htdoc, and we do sudo. Yeah, let's try to check if we have an access as a user here to create a file x.html. Yeah, permission denied. So let's try sudo, and let's see, yeah, the file. So we need to change the permission for that file after we finish, so make sure about that, and I will show you. So again, let's open the file, and we add some HTML, like okay, and look, type HTML, sorry, here, okay, and we do HTML. So we can put head, okay, and then title, and we can write like welcome to Apache. Okay, and we close title. Okay, and don't forget to close the head. Okay, and let's do body. we can write something in H1 font. Okay, like it works. Okay, and H1, and we can add a paragraph like this as the default web page for this server. Okay, and close. Okay, now we can close the body and the HTML. Okay, so now we are all set. Okay, we can save and chmod. Okay, we need to use sudo www run. Sorry again, chon www run. Here the autocomplete will work, and www for this file, and let's reload. It works just fine. So now we have Apache up and running with a welcome page for the Apache. Now let's move on to install PHP on our machine, on our openSUSE lib. Before we move on to PHP installation, let's fix something real quick, which is this, because as you can see here, these modules for controlling who can get stuff from your server, and you should not worry much, especially if you are doing this locally. You are not like make your server available online. So let's move these controls back, and by uncommenting them, because it seems we have all the configuration needed for Apache to work properly for us. And let's restart Apache, and we check again, enter. Okay, it's fine, it works, and now we are all good to move on to PHP installation. Let's install PHP, and PHP adds dynamic content capabilities to your web server. So for the installation, use the following command to install PHP. Install PHP 7, and let's not forget sudo, and hit enter. Let's get back after the installation finished. As we can see that PHP already installed, so if we run this command PHP to see the version, and you receive this output, so try to install the PHP CLI for command line. Press enter. Hit yes. Now let's run the command again for php-v, and now we can see the output, the version number for PHP installed on our system. And let's do a quick restart for Apache 2. So let's move on to install some PHP modules. So let's install some essential PHP modules which will extend the functionality of PHP on your server. So you can search for the available PHP modules with this command, like let's run zipper se for search and PHP 7, and let's see what we will get. So it looks like a long list of all PHP 7 modules. The one I'm interested in, that which one? So PHP MySQL for MySQL and MariaDB interaction, and we have this PHP 7-GT for image processing. And for network communication, we need to install this one, PHP color. So let's go ahead and install them. Sudo zipper install details, first one. And for people who doesn't know about that, about this, if you highlight something with your mouse like this in a terminal in Linux, with the middle button you can just paste like that. Okay, so let's get the MySQL and press enter, and yes. Don't forget to restart Apache after adding new PHP modules. So let's move on. To ensure that the MySQL module is working, let's connect PHP to MariaDB database. So first, let's install MariaDB, the MySQL compatible database server, with the following command: sudo zipper install MariaDB and press enter. So it's already installed. So let's start and secure MariaDB by using this command: sudo system control start MariaDB. And if you want the service of MariaDB as a database every time you restart your server, so you can enable it, and with adding this argument we'll start it right away. So let's the service starting finish, and then run this command: MySQL secure installation, and follow the instructions. So read carefully and understand what is going on. In order to log into MariaDB to secure it, we will need the current password for the root user. If you have just installed the MariaDB and haven't set the root password yet, you should just press right here, enter current password for root. So let's enter our password, and okay, successfully used password. Moving on, setting the root password or using the Unix circuit. Ensure that nobody can. Okay, you already have your root account protected, so you can safely answer no. Switch to Unix. So that's no. Okay, you already have your root account protected, so you can. Okay, change the root password. No. So remove anonymous user. By default, MariaDB installation has an anonymous user, allowing anyone to log into MariaDB without having to have a user account created for them. This is intended only for testing and to make the installation go a bit smoother. You should remove them before moving into a production environment, so it is better we remove it now. So normally root should only be allowed to connect from localhost. This ensures that someone cannot guess at the root password from the network. Disallow root login. So we can understand from this that root will only allowed through localhost. So disallow root login remotely. Yes. Remove test database and access to it. And should be okay. Let's remove the test and reload privilege tables now. Yes. Okay, so now we are done with the MariaDB installation. So let's log into the MariaDB shell and create a new database and user to access this or the created database. So now let's run this command: sudo MySQL MySQL, okay, -u for user root -p, and press enter. Now enter the root password. So now you are inside the MariaDB shell, and let's create a new database. So create database, and the name is testdb. Don't forget the semicolon. Hit enter. Okay, so let's create a user for it. Create user and test user, add local host. Okay, I then defined by, and here you should put the password. So for now I will use the word password. Okay, because I will use the log and locally, and press enter, and then grant all privileges on testdb dot asterisk to test user at local host. Okay, and don't forget the semicolon. Press enter, and then at the end flash privileges. Okay, semicolon, and hit enter. So let's move on and to create some PHP files to test the MySQL connection. So let's exit from here. Exit. Okay, and let's do sudo mi srv www htdocs, and let's create file db test.php, and let's start writing some PHP commands. PHP, and here server name equal local host. Okay, user name equal test user, don't forget the semicolon, and the password, and the thing should not be used in production. It's for testing purposes only. And here the db name equal test db. Okay, semicolon, and let's create a new connection. Let's name it con equal new MySQL I, and here you put I want to, okay, server name, and then user name, and then password. Okay, and the DB name. Okay, don't forget also the semicolon here, and let's check the connection. If connection connect underscore error. Okay, and I show an error message which has connection failed, and here give the message connection connect underscore error semicolon. Okay, so or echo connected successfully. Okay, and don't forget to close the PHP, save the file, and again we have to before cd srv www hdocs. So let's see here, we need to make the chown www run chown. You have to put sudo chown www run w. Okay, and db test. Press enter. Now open your browser and go to localhost /db test.php. If everything is set up correctly, you should see connected successfully. So connected successfully. That's it. We have successfully set up Apache, PHP modules, and MariaDB on openSUSE Leap. We also troubleshooted common Apache issues and tested a MySQL connection using PHP. For more details, be sure to check out the official openSUSE Leap documentation on Apache. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more Linux tutorials. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my channel regularly.